Welcome to the full moon meditation. A full moon with the sun in Cancer and the moon in Capricorn. Cancer is a sign of the divine feminine, of the mother principle on the most vast and profound scale, as well as on an everyday common level. It is not gender specific, although, of course, females have the capacity to actually create life within their bodies and to then produce it out. And then furthermore, due to mammary glands, etc., then there is the capacity to nurture the newborn and to fulfill and protect the needs of that newborn so that that new life can grow. When we look at a tree or a seed from a plant, then the principle of mother would be the encasing of the seed and how the seed in that casing, in that shell, has all the nutrients within it to, again, begin new life, nurture new life, sustain new life, so that that blade of grass, that plant of rice, or that great sequoia tree will grow. All of it is Cancer. All of it is the divine feminine principle of nurturance, birth, and protection. The full moon itself was full at a little after midnight on the east coast of the United States this morning. And we see a chart here. A few things to point out: that the moon is conjunct Saturn. We see that at the top of the chart. And that the Saturn-Moon conjunction is trine to Uranus and Taurus in the first house. It's in the first house here on this chart, simply because of the location where I live, when I cast it. But regardless of the houses, the planets themselves are still in trine. Now that signifies for us energetically the moon and Saturn conjunct tell us that we as humanity are to take the responsibility quite seriously of being the protector of one another, of nurturing one another, of giving one another what one needs in order to survive and furthermore to thrive. That it is our responsibility, yours and mine, on an individual basis, to help others, to protect others, to take others in, to do all that we can for one another, again, in a way that sustains life, not threatens life, because Cancer is about protection, but sustains life. So that's interesting, given the situation, certainly in the United States, regarding the rhetoric about immigration, borders, and such. It is also interesting in that the immigrant situation all around the world continues to be a situation of contention, that there are, vast millions and maybe even billions of people who see the humanitarian need of us to help one another, to protect one another, that on any given day, the situation of the immigrant could be our situation. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tonight, your life will change radically and you will need help. And so to have a cavalier attitude, it does not serve the situation, and it also does not serve one another. Furthermore, if we then add that Uranus is in relationship to the moon and Saturn, this responsibility to take care of others, then Uranus offers us the possibility of new ideas, a fresh view on the situation. And also, Uranus is about new ways to design, to restructure, to construct all new ways, including new ways of thinking about the situation. What is civilization? Are we being civil to one another? That's actually a Cancer, Capricorn, and Saturn question when we put all that together. Are we being civil to one another? What does that mean? What does society mean? What does civility mean, and civilization overall? These are fundamentally Cancer Capricorn questions. We also have, with this moon and this lunar chart, Jupiter, Venus, and Mars making a T-square in the fixed signs, multiple fixed signs. Essentially, what is worth taking note of is that these are fundamentally personality planets. Two of them are gift givers, Jupiter and Venus. Two of them those same two, want to bring benefit to others, want to bring happiness to others. And Mars either can be the stumbling block, aggressive, arrogant, self-important, or it can be the actual enthusiasm, Mars is also that, and conviction, which it is that, to do the right thing. And then the steadfastness, the strength of character to do the right thing, whatever that might be, not only according to the ideas that we've been putting forward of nurturance, protection, helping one another to survive and thrive, but furthermore, from the point of view of Mars, that is to say, when it's in its highest placements, astrologically, it always speaks of just strength of character, of courage, fearlessness, and the ability to take a stand, usually a stand for others, and to stand with them in the difficulty and thus lift them up. We also have, with this full moon, the Sun, Uranus, and Jupiter in relationship. So here, all the others have been focused largely on the moon and the lunar relationships, but with the Sun in Cancer, in relationship with Jupiter being in another water sign and Uranus being in an earth sign, we have again this capacity to experience deeply, Jupiter in Scorpio, to experience deeply another person's pain, to have empathy, to see where I also am out of step with what is true, what is right, what is real. All of those questions would be fundamentally Scorpio questions. And then with Uranus again in Taurus, an earth sign, beauty, harmony, and again, how to create that which is an improved situation, a bettered situation, even in an enlightened situation, or that which fosters the betterment of others. So when we put it all together, there are real fundamental energetics going on that want to support the right relations of humanity to itself and to our fellow brother and sister. And then if we were to expand that, of course, we would be talking about sustainability on the planet. We would be talking about that the earth is our home. Cancer is about the home. It is our only home, and we must protect and nurture and care for the earth herself, or we will not be protected and nurtured and cared for by the earth. If we do damage to the earth, we are doing damage to ourselves. And so that relationship must be recognized. Fundamentally, again, that moon, Saturn, in opposition to the sun. All of us have to use these, we have these energies available to us, these astrological energies, so that as we are going through our day, these energies can facilitate our awakeness, our right choices, our stepping out of the mediocrity with which most of humanity chooses to live, and stepping up to a higher vibration within ourselves, the vibration, again, of awareness. And so, as we get ready for meditation, the idea of kindness is very important. It's definitely is a Cancerian quality. It's not only a Cancerian quality, but it is that, a Cancerian quality. And to realize that our roots, if our roots are the roots of kindness, then respect, civility, caring, courtesy, ethics in business, morality in one's life. Children are raised well with, their character built and esteem built up. And the world is better for it. The world is better for kindness. It's very simple. I think we all would agree. And again, kindness to our earth. It's the only home we've got. Kindness to one another in every way possible. No one is harmed by kindness to everyone. When kindness only goes to some, then others are harmed. And if we were to understand that karma is not an abstraction, and karma is not whimsical, karma is truthful, it is exact, and it is flawless, and it is always. So the positive karma comes for all of us by kindness, courtesy, respect, civility. And the result of negative karma will come to us from the results, from the opposite. And so as we think on Cancer, one of it and all the water signs are signs of empathy. As we look out to the world, even as we again look out to nature, look to the animals and the plants all around us that are part of our home, who make their home also here on earth, then we want to have empathy for them all, care for them all, do our best to nurture them all through our life, and through understanding that everything in existence is interdependent, interconnected, interrelated. And with that wisdom, then we too will make, again, not only the right decisions for our own life, but the right decisions and right choices for our life that is interdependent with all other lives on earth. And so as we meditate, let's meditate with the heartfulness of the divine feminine principle, the heartfulness that is nurturance, that is willing to give of itself in order to protect and care for others. We smile and take a long, slow, deep breath. And feel ourselves settling together breathing in and breathing out. Feel yourselves as one with the earth herself first. That our bones are born of her, that our blood is red because of her. Iron in our blood and the water that makes our blood flow and move, that our muscles are born of the earth, and we are made strong or we are made ill by being in right relations with the earth and the food that we eat, that all comes from the earth without exception, from the sun that makes our bones strong, brightens our day, brightens our mind. Feel yourself in connection to the earth, our divine mother. And now feel the relationship, the roots of relatedness to all the creatures of earth. Feel the wind on your face imaginatively. Feel the sun imaginatively. And then imagine feeling the stars over your head, and that all the animals, insects, mammals, fish, birds, all the animals share these same delights as do we, that the breeze feels good to them, that freedom feels good to them, that life feels good to all beings. Let us feel inside ourselves the roots of plants, great trees, flowers, meadows all around the world, the great savannas and prairies, and feel the roots deep into the earth, nurtured by the earth, and feel that all the soil everywhere on the planet came from these same plants giving up of their bodies, their leaves, their tree trunks, and it all turns to compost, which then becomes soil. So the nurturance of the earth to all the trees and plants, that same nurturance becomes the only soil and the only source of soil in the whole world over eons of time, millions and millions of years. So that when we walk on soil. We can grow our plants, feed ourselves. Feel in you roots sunk into the earth, nurtured by the earth, so that all the plants grow strong, and because they grow strong, we do too. And now feel yourself sharing life with every human being on the planet. Feel the tenderness of kindness. There's a gentility to kindness, and equally so, a tenderness to empathy. Feel these qualities. They stir in our heart, and they free our mind from all judgments and bias. Feel the tenderness. Feel also the other side of tenderness. It is vulnerability. And then we add one more. Change. Unpredictability. How unpredictable our life, our future, tomorrow, tonight actually is. The refugee, the immigrant, they didn't plan to be refugees. The person that gets Alzheimer's or cancer or in a car accident or falls and breaks their leg, they didn't plan that. Today, you might not need help. Maybe tomorrow you will. And the same is so for everyone in our life and everyone we know. Unpredictability, change. In this full moon of the Cancer sun, change is part of life, but the divine feminine principle of care, nurturance, of bringing life forward and sustaining life, giving it what it needs to be healthy and happy. This is the energy behind Cancer. And so it accepts change. It accepts that everything is unpredictable, impermanent, changing constantly. And in that then is the understanding of right relations and kindness and karma. That today I might not need help, but I might need a lot of help tomorrow. And if I have been kind to others, then that help will flawlessly and easily, effortlessly, magically come my way. But if I have not been kind, if I have been selfish and self-centered, then when myself needs help, it won't be there. So let us ponder the simplicity of this and its flawless nature. As flawless as that the moon will grow full every month and then go dark again to the new moon. May warm-heartedness produce right relations all around the world, among all beings. May all beings, through warm-heartedness, help one another in every way. And may humanity look out its window and recognize the interdependence of life. Then may we look inside ourselves and realize that we are completely dependent upon all other beings of Earth. And just as our breath comes from our mother, our bones and blood come from our mother, may we realize that whether it be our human mother or our Earth mother, it's the only mother we have. With gratitude and deep honoring, we complete. Thank you all for meditating. Hold this energetic, the energetic of kindness, not only through the full moon cycle, which is another 2 full days, but hold it always forefront in heart, in mind, in thoughts and actions. We are the only way that the world will change, each and every one of us. So may we be that mother principle to ourselves and to all other beings. Love you all. Create.